Let's rock. Damn, those alien bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my ride.
So we are doing developer commentary of episode 5. It's hard to believe, but after 20 years, Alan Blum and Richard Levelord Gray have come back to build all new content for Duke Nukem 3D using a lot in pretty much the original tools. Now the engine is upgraded. This development commentary will talk about some of that. You can also tell that we're able to put a lot more detail in these maps because of increased performance of computer hardware since the last 20 years. It's pretty exciting. We're getting an all new episode for Duke Nukem 3D in the classic style.
Besides playing through it and trying to get to the exit, back then with Doom and everything, they also calculated how long it took you to get to the exit.
Yep.
So
yeah, the fastest exit, you can actually run right around the back corner right now.
I saw a video of one person way back when, and they would run up here, grab those steroids, and use that to jump out of this window, across over to that ledge, and then around the corner while on steroids, jumping up and hitting the exit.
And they're done.
And they had
It's
finished
like 10 seconds.
Yeah, the whole level was like 7 seconds or something insane.
The Nintendo 64 version of Duke 3D, they had all the source, and they went in and messed with the maps a little bit. They took the automobile you made in Pigsty, and they put it right there. So there's an automobile right here in Hollywood Holocaust in the N64 version of Duke 3D.
Yeah, weird. There used to be a lot more stuff here. There used to be a bank across the street. There used to be a bridge going across the corner by the Innocent sign that went to a garage that you started at. Well, all that was reduced because if you stood in this corner, we had to get 20 FPS standing in the corner.
DX266.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
66
An Intel
megahertz.
DX266. Not even a Pentium.
20 frames a second, which is pretty slow.
And we'd cheat. We'd go down to 15. Yeah, I mean, I think we allowed you to shrink the window down too, so you're actually rendering less, and then you could get your frame rate up if you're on a worse machine.
That's funny because if you bring up the console there. Yeah. We actually got rid of 8 pixels off the top of the screen. That's just black because that gave us a couple frames.
Who came up with this idea of bleach blonde biker bimbos?
I don't remember.
It feels very George.
Yeah, it's probably George. I think this $1 million sign is from Blade Runner.
Look at those high-tech fire sprites. The Pyromania CD, I think, was like the bread and butter of effects artists back then. There was this library of all these fire effects called the Pyromania,
and they look so good.
You can just buy the disc, and you have a license to use all those effects.
Yeah,
I still get a kick when I see a movie these days using an effect off of that CD.
If you turn to the right, you go down. There's a fire hydrant. This is one of my favorite things about Duke 3D. Is watch this. And if he was damaged right now, he could even walk up and drink from it, and he would get 1 health point for each drink. Like the fact that just any interactivity at all was a miracle. This was, I think, your intended critical path for users that didn't find the secret of the rocket launcher, because you could open those doors and go out the back.
Yeah.
So nice these days. I can put in a bug report on editor issues and they get fixed.
They get fixed.
Yeah.
In fact, they yell at me if I don't report them.
Yeah.
Like, why are you living with this?
The future.
There's up to 8 players, and the order, the spot that player 1 would spawn in was whichever was the first sprite dropped.
Right.
But every time you saved it, it would reverse. Yeah. So player 1 would become the 8th position if you saved it again. So you had to always save 2 times, because odd numbers became even and even numbers became odd every time.
This is what was the teleporter, the one that was the primary teleporter, had to be the first one.
Yeah. There's still so many little idiots. You just you got to become the engine whisperer.
Well, we're doing a re-release, right?
Yeah.
Can I go fix that?
I don't know.
I can't live with it.
Don't save twice.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of
if
that.
you fix it, save it twice.
Yeah, save it twice. There's a spot right over here. This texture went out misaligned because of that bug.
Yeah.
And George would always point that out to me. He's like, you jerk. Why tell me about that?
Man, I just realized, like, these awesome view models, they were done by James Story, and James isn't with us anymore.
No longer.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's gonna keep happening. Like, as more time goes by.
Yeah. That was what, last year?
Yeah.
This one's set off by an earthquake.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, if you walk here, you get some sector moving.
Because the
separating apart.
joke is that in California there's earthquakes.
It's true.
And this is Hollywood Holocaust.
There are
We
earthquakes.
just had a massive earthquake in LA when this game was being worked on, and I think that's why that was such a prevalent.
Yeah.
Like it was on everyone's mind. The Northridge quake was like a 6.9 on the Richter scale, wrecked a lot of stuff, destroyed all the freeways, and I think that is that the default wall texture down there.
It is, isn't it?
Which one? This one?
That
No,
one.
I think that's not. Is that default? I don't know.
No, the default was a longer, browner brick.
Yeah.
We used
There was a
Remember this
place
one
in
either.
the projector room that I think that was an accident. It's an idiosyncrasy of the engine. But you can crouch next to the projector and fall through into the hallway.
That was the hidden apartment out front, I think. And the red apartment, if you went into the corner, you could actually duck down and throw your pipe bombs through and blow up people down below.
Yeah.
And, unintended, and people found it.
Yeah, look out the window. What's on the screen there? You can open the theater window. Oh, what? It's that kind of theater. I think it doesn't matter how old the people were working on this game. They all had the mind of an adolescent.
That's because we are. Always never grow up.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm looking good.
Go check up at the billboard there. Highly relevant social commentary.
People don't even know that.
Pop culture reference from 1995.
O.J. Simpson.
Oh, we're in the bathroom.
Yeah, look at that sweet
This is gonna be
mirror.
a trigger.
And
See, and you can jump, and it would actually just mirror everything.
yeah, no mirrors in Doom, so yeah, you
What-
never saw yourself.
The engine will cull everything that is outside the visible set. And if it's not a playable space, like if it's the negative space, if there's no actual sector there, the engine will just say, I don't care, I'm not going to draw you. He's cheating the engine and he's saying, hey, through that portal, draw this again, just flip one of the axes.
Why does it work for the security camera?
Because it's looking into places that actually exist.
Oh, that's right. Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah, the other thing that I always think on is that mirrors are still a rarity in video games to this day. Here's a problem we solved in '96.
They're expensive.
Yeah, it's so expensive. And
They're expensive from a performance point of view.
Duke needed to see himself, I guess.
That's absolutely correct. You
Modern
can't have a
Duke
Duke game where it's not looking in the mirror. And I think if you use the mirror, hey, I'm looking good.
Damn, I'm looking good.
Chuck had to do a special, like he had to create frames just to have him sitting and get up off the toilet, just for that
It
guy.
was well worth it.
Absolutely.
Phone number over
There it
the
is.
toilet.
8675309.
Let's not sing it.
Much better.
The George approach to design. He'd be playing through a level like this, and he'd say something like that. Wouldn't it be funny if you opened this and there was an alien sitting on it? You know,
Yeah.
He would do that all the time.
Yeah. Back then,
remember
we
the
didn't
phone
have to
number, but not
report
that.
Easter eggs.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just a bunch of guys making a game. But yeah, so whatever happened. I should put my email address down here in this corner.
Oh, look at that. Stalker at metronet.com.
Striker.
Striker. Because Major Striker. I'm
difference.
sorry.
Big difference.
Does
Major
it
stalker.
does it still work? Do you still use that email?
No. No. I actually didn't get too many emails. I was afraid I was gonna get charged for tons of emails or something like that. But yeah, I got some emails from people. So, what is this? Did I win something? No, you won my thanks. How's that?
Notice the sectors rotating on the floor? Those aren't lights being emitted by that. Those are sectors that he's spinning around. They're actually doors, the rotating doors.
Yeah, put out a pivot point and then tag the sector and watch it go.
What one designer calls hacky, another designer calls genius.
I think in game design, everything a designer does is a hack.
Yeah.
Until a coder gets tired of it and makes it a feature.
Yeah, everything we did was pretty hacky. We didn't have Unreal tech that we have now with tons of features and tons of variables, and it was pretty hacky to have the C9 sprite that you shoot, shrunk it down, and that was a way to tag it, saying make this invisible, and do explosions based off something else.
That was the first instance of balls of steel, the pinball machine. I've got balls of steel. Balls of steel. I don't have time to play with myself.
It's true. And you get to Holoduke, so you can play with yourself.
You can play with yourself.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Don't have time to play with myself. Don't have time to play with myself.
What was the switch inside there? I don't remember that.
You use the arcade machine.
Yeah, that's in
that's
case
the-
you accidentally got closed in.
Yeah,
It's a way out.
What kind of idiot would do that?
Yeah, we didn't have QA back then either, so we had to figure that out the hard way.
We play tested more than anything. That's the one thing about this game. We play tested every single time.
First pig cop. This was a funny joke back then. I guess it's almost relevant again now. We have so many cops shooting people.
Yeah, that's funny, all right.
It's interesting. Like we went through a
You
period.
mentioned it. It's hilarious.
We went through a period. We went through a period where we started to respect our police officers again, and this joke became less funny. And now I think we're back, where everybody just wants to hate the cops.
Not everybody.
Well, I don't hate the cops. I respect law enforcement.